Greetings everyone and welcome to the second part in the Build My CNC video series. If you haven't watched the previous episode and its prerequisites, you can do so now or later. The last video part had a great success thanks to all your support. In the first couple of days, it ranked number 1 out of 10 of all my videos and surpassed the closest rival by 10 times the views. Wow! Thank you. Please don't forget to express your support here by smashing that like button, sharing this video, or even subscribing to this channel. This way we can let the algorithm know that this topic is in demand and that my work is appreciated. Thank you again. So let's get started. As you may already know, I started my machine build in a complete upside-down order of operations. It probably has to do more with my personality. It's just easier for me to start with one piece like YZ plate, for example, then see the progress and expand from it. In this video, I'll try to squeeze the build process of the rest of the machine, at least the kinematics of it. I used jigsaw to cut out sides of the gantry from the 19mm aluminum plate. By moving clamps around the milled area, I was able to do almost the entire part milling process and drilling, done without moving the part. Notice, no tape measure anymore. Everything is measured by DRO. The vibration you see is being transferred from the mill through the concrete floor onto the tripod on which the camera is mounted. By the way, did I ever mention that the vertical mill is my favorite tool in my garage shop? There are 4 total pockets 2.4mm deep are milled, 2 on each side piece, and they will lock in place the linear carriage blocks. I like how it just falls in place, no pun intended. Spot drilling first works best. The carrying frame of the machine is composed of 40 by 80mm aluminum profile, and honestly, it's the weakest link of this whole assembly, apart from those super tall gantry sides, of course. This is what limits the machine's capabilities. So, lesson learned, I'll prioritize the rigidity of my next machine when the time is right. And quite frankly, if you are thinking about building a CNC machine, make it very rigid and heavy. Make it stupid rigid. You from your future will thank yourself for making an extra effort and maybe spending a little bit more on materials. All pieces of the frame are cut to size, holes are drilled, and tapped for flawless assembly process. I love it when careful planning pays off in a smooth and satisfying piece of cake journey of bolting pieces together where everything just fits. Now it's time to install X-axis linear slides. I ran out of patience and the 19mm aluminum plate stuck. Otherwise, I should have installed the rails onto a flat plate rather than directly attaching them to the profile. However, I'm not chasing micron precision with this design, obviously, so this will do for now. Attaching sides and installing the gantry went surprisingly well. No major issues except for one that I will show later. This is an exciting moment where one can see the light at the end of the tunnel and where my confidence levels are hitting all-time high. These sketches are my record of the thought process and design iterations while brainstorming some of the choices made on this build. Next, let's make custom ball nut mounts. The process is already familiar and so are the settings for the boring head. This makes for a much quicker millo-drillo tapping process and noticeable energy savings. There are two ball screws on X-axis, one at each side of the gantry. One of the two ball nut mounts has slotted holes for easier gantry squareness adjustments later on. And this is what I was talking about when mentioned a minor issue with gantry sides fitment. As you can see, I now need to mill off about 8 millimeter of the bottom edge of each side piece to clear ball screw mount blocks. Just a few more holes to drill and tap, and the side pieces are done. Well, almost done. It is now day 32 since the very start of this project, and the future looks very bright. In all fairness, I think I made a good progress from a pile of scrap of material to what now shapes to be a nice addition to my garage tool shop. It is actually December 25th, Christmas Day, and it certainly feels as such. In the next episode, I will go over how I made my own timing pulleys. Yes, you heard me right. I made timing pulleys for this machine. I will also mount servo motors and run some tests. Thank you for sticking around this long. Now, do the right thing.